I'm getting all controversial. All right. Okay. This packet right here, Agent Pivot Scripts. Has anyone taken some more time to review it, and has anyone had any great success with it?
Excuse me. I've reviewed it. I haven't implemented it yet, but I wanted to go over, do some things today.
Awesome.
But I printed it out. That's one step.
Yes, ma'am. You have printed it out. Man. Okay. I'd love to, maybe it's probably a good idea to ask that you all review this on your own and pick out a couple of ones that you feel comfortable saying. You know, you don't, obviously you don't have to say every single one of these, right? You can say what you want to say. These scripts, just so you know, they are written in a way that speaks to people, all personality profiles, okay? So when you quote unquote change a script, you could be eliminating the phraseology that appeals to a certain person. So if you remember, the listing presentation in bold says something to the effect of, you get to the front door and you say, knock, knock, person opens the door and you say, hey, I'm Bill with Keller Williams. It's 4 o'clock. We had a 4 o'clock appointment. Are you ready to get started? Right?
Right.
And you're like, why would I say that? Like, he knows it's 4. I know it's 4. What's the deal with that? Right? It's subconscious. You're telling the person that you're on time. And subconsciously, they want to work with somebody who's on time. And what occupation has the worst tendency on human record of being on time?
Real estate agents.
That's right.
Drives me nuts.
Right? And so you show that you're on time, you're already ahead of the next guy. Right? Make sense? When you say that line about one of the 3 goals for today is going to be, I'm going to, we're going to decide to work together. I'm totally off the cuff here. We're going to decide to, 1, work together, right? We're going to decide not to work together, or I'm going to decide if I want to take your listing, or if I don't want to take your listing, something of that nature, right? And I would be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What do you mean? There's a chance you might not take your listing? Well, yeah, actually, Kathy, if you want me to spend money advertising a home in a way that I know won't help you, or you and I can't agree on the evidence to support a fair market value, then yes, there may be a situation where I decide not to select your listing. And they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But they don't want to be not chosen, right? High eyes want that camaraderie. They want to be chosen. They want to be liked, right? Again, no judgment, but it is what it is. And so if you can identify that you got a high eye in front of you, right, then you might want to tweak your presentation a little bit. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The only acceptable reason to leave a Zoom, just go get back on the telephone. All right. Does that make sense to people?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think, like we've said before, it is somewhat unauthentic or inauthentic if you called somebody 3 weeks ago to, quote, check in on them, and you haven't checked back in with them, right?
Right.
So checking in was just kind of a bullshit line 3 weeks ago. You'll prove that you were checking in on them by checking in on them again. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So now, there are people who got sick last week that 3 weeks ago weren't sick, right?
Right.
And there's people 3 weeks ago that were sick that are now not sick, right? People are dying to have conversations. Just call them again. Now you've had a certain conversation, so it might be more easy to weave real estate into it.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So don't think because you talked to somebody a couple weeks ago that you can't call them again. Okay, you're checking in. right? You can ask them the questions about, there's some Ford scripts in the background. Ford stands for family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Okay. Where did I see it? Exactly. So
I think it's in the very back, Phil.
yeah, you're right. So let's do some quick examples. Family and friends is, how is your family? And these are not so coronavirus centered, but you know, where'd you meet your spouse? Where are you originally from? What kind of activities are your kids into? Have you found interesting ways of staying in touch with your friends? These are not really coronavirus sensitive, but I would ask the questions, hang on, that go back to on page 4. Yeah, page 4, that are, you know, how is your spouse? How is the company you work for doing? Are you able to stay home and be safe? Right. Is there anything that I can do right now to help you? You know, have you considered refinancing? That might be a great option for you. You know, letting them know that you're still open for business. Have you seen any changes at work? I just talked to a longtime friend and client this afternoon that he's an airline pilot, and he is on leave right now, and he's more than likely going to get laid off, right? And he called to see about getting into real estate. I'm cool with that. I know how to help with that. Have you seen any changes at work? Now, as you know, there's a lot of uncertainty in our world today, and I'm sure that you would agree that right around the corner from uncertainty is tremendous opportunity. Would you agree? Right? I've been thinking about you. How you holding up? Right? How the kids? Right? Sometimes they just want to talk. Ask open-ended questions. Right? And then there's a lot of pricing scripts on here that are particular for COVID, right? Our house is unique and worth more than the other houses. This is kind of what Jan and I just did a second ago. Yes, I completely agree that every home is unique. And that's why we adjust for nuances of every property, like your 10-year-old gold knobs in the pricing analysis, right? The issue we face is that most sellers want to price their personal preferences and sentimental value into a home. The challenge with that is that buyers haven't made those memories yet, and they filter their decisions through their pocketbooks. So we need to be positioned where your home is most appealing to the greatest pool of buyers. If we price your home at $315, Jan, we are only going to get the people that are 300 and up, right? We're not going to get the people that are up to 300, because up to 300, agents and their buyers search by price brackets, particularly online, and particularly at a cutoff like 300. So that's why $299.9 has never made sense to me. You're not selling a t-shirt, right? You know, a house. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You ask 100 realtors that and you might get 100 different answers. I don't know. I'm just sharing my answer. You know, do you choose to price your home where it is to sell, or do you choose to have it sit on the market month after month after month after month after month after month? And they're like, okay, I get it. Right? Sometimes we have to be actors, right? We have to, if the situation is a little stale, you gotta finesse it a little bit, right? Would you rather make your bed 89 times or 13 times? I'm just curious. Well, 13. Great. So, do we have anything else to review before we get started? No. Wonderful. Would you like to sign in blue or black? Right? And you just know that you're the best realtor out there. And if there's a chance they go work with a different agent, they're not going to get what they could get if they worked with you. And when you have that confidence, you're not making sales calls. You're out there to pour into somebody so that they get the best real estate experience possible. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Is anyone trying to actively take advantage of a customer? Anybody?
No.
Okay, then quit thinking you are when you call people. Right?
Right.
If you know what you're doing and you're looking out for the best interest of your people and you're a person of integrity, then get that out of your head. The more people you call, the more opportunity you have to go help somebody. Right? If you interrupt somebody, so what? It's their loss. Right? Whenever I call somebody and they don't pick up and they don't pick up again and they don't pick up again, I'm like, man, I just wish I could have an impact on that person, but they just won't let me. You know?
I did that today. A past client of mine from almost 2 years ago, last year, she told me to call her accountant. And I called him probably every month, at least 3 times a month. The last time I called him was January. And then I didn't bother him again because he's a CPA. I didn't want to bother him during tax season. Well, I called him today and he answered the phone. He finally answered the phone. He sold his house in December. But we had such a great conversation that he asked me, he said, what's your email address? I'm going to send you an email. I want you to respond to it with an e-card so that I can send it. He said, do you live here in Cherokee County? I said, I do. And he asked me where I sell. And I told him. And he said, that's fantastic. Send me your email, but tell me your email address. So he starts typing it in and he said, oh, you're in my contacts. Well, I sent him an email last year because I called his office and got his email address. So that's how I was in his contacts. But anyway, then I called my client and said, thank you for putting me in touch with him. He's going to let me help his clients. So she was disappointed that I didn't get his sale, the sale of his house. But still, you know, I'd rather get 3 sales from his clients than 1 sale of his. You know,
and the way you the energy that you experience and you put off when you're having that conversation with him will dictate whether he supports your business in the future or whether he writes you off.
Well, he said we sold our house in December and moved to Clayton. I said, does that mean you're retired or semi-retired? He said, I'm a 57-year-old guy. I said, oh my gosh, I'm a 57-year-old girl. And so then he started talking. He has twins. I have a twin. I'm a twin. You know, we just kind of started building that rapport. And he said, and then he asked me to, you know, what my email address was. But it was good because we had Cindy and TJ in common, and you know, then we had our age in common, and it was just a good conversation. So
every one of those conversations has the potential to create that synergy that's going to be what determines in the future whether you get the opportunity or not.
Yeah.
Right. I'd butter that dude up.
Yep.
Call him up and say, hey, let's do a little Facebook Live together.
Ooh. I'm
just saying, like, again, the more active you are out there, the more opportunities you'll get. If you hole up, and I'm not saying you hole up, but if anyone holes up, you're going to see the results of that in the next couple of months. And again, it's no judgment, just have an awareness around it. Right. Okay. I have a coaching call here in just a moment. So what I will do is for next week, we can either focus on scripts in more detail, or we can do a combination of some things. So if you have any ideas of what you would like, please throw it out on the board and we'll put it on the schedule. And I hope today was helpful. I'm sorry it was a little bit more Chartmasters heavy, but please take the time to review these scripts and say them over and over again. Say them fast, say them fast, say them fast, say them over and over again. That's why I'm able to spit off the bold stuff when I really haven't looked at it in years, because I just said it so many times.
Yeah.
You know. Okay.
Okay.
Y'all have a great day.
You too. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.